I am so glad you guys are here this morning. My name is Stephanie, and I will be your yoga teacher today. If you're joining us at home, we're so glad that you are here. So today's flow is a very slow and stretchy, as you were prepared for yesterday. And I will be showing some things to do using a towel because some of you brought one. And if you started with it and realized, oh, I don't think I needed that after all, or oh, that was a good idea, I'm glad I have it. It's just kind of nice to have an extra tool in your toolbox. So today's flow is all about connection. Connecting with ourselves, connecting with the Lord, connecting even with each other. I think that this year more than most, this idea of connectivity has kind of been on our minds. There's something about having a thing taken from you that makes you realize how much you needed it, how much you appreciated it, such as connection with other people. And so when spring hit and the number of people we were allowed to be connected with was cut drastically, we all started feeling a little off. Most people started feeling like something's just a little off, something's just missing here. I think it's just other people. We were created for community. We were created for each other. We were created for connection. And when we're taken to a place where that's taken from us, it can leave us feeling a little ungrounded, a little disjointed. And so now we're in this interesting place because some people are back to normal, right? Normal. Back to going to work, going to the gym, being in the yoga studio, being with other people. And others are still maintaining great distance, still staying out as much as they can from groups of people because they need to limit exposure for various reasons. And so you have some who are going about life enjoying connection, and others who are still missing and feeling an added sense of loneliness because they can see those around them getting back to normal, but they're not able to. So knowing that we have both today, we have some who are here in person, who are connected. We have some who are coming later that are still at home for various reasons, their own health or the health of those who live in their home. So I want this to be a time that we can practice connection, even if it's from a great distance. Still practice connection and take some time to really be in gratitude for friendship, because Jesus, he did create us for community. He did create us for one another, and we can so often take it for granted until we don't have it for a while, right? Like we experienced in the spring, like some are still experiencing. So for these next few moments that we have together, this focus on community, this focus on friendship, that's where we'll be taking it today. An opportunity to be in gratitude for those things. As we get started, come all the way down onto your mat, bring the soles of your feet together, and make your way into a reclined butterfly. So knees are coming out to the side, soles of the feet together. Now if you brought a blanket or a towel for a little bit of extra support, this is a great time to just place that folded blanket at the small of your back and allow your body to drape over it. It just fills in that gap. It gives a little extra support. Some of us may be carrying around a certain amount of tightness or over looseness around our tailbone area, and that's SI joints. So this just gives a little extra support. Now if that's not for you, you tried it and realized, oh, I don't think I needed that after all, just go ahead and take it back out, set it to the side. From here, bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And just start making some observations. Just notice first your breath. Not trying to force it or control it in any way. Just notice how it's coming today. Notice the sensations you feel on your skin. Notice the sounds that you hear around you. Notice the sensations you feel internally. Sensations you feel throughout your muscles, throughout the joints. Maybe even in those organs. Tummy gurgling, the heart beating. Bring your hands to your hip creases. And on your next exhale, keep exhaling until you've pushed every bit of air out of those lungs that you possibly can. And when you get there, hold it. And now inhale. When you inhale, fill the lungs as completely as you possibly can. When you get to the top of that breath, hold it. Open the lips and blow the air out like you're blowing up a balloon. Every bit of air. Hold it when your lungs are empty. Close off the lips. Inhale, fill the lungs as completely as you can. Hold it. And now keeping the lips closed, exhale fully, releasing every bit of that air. Continue with this breath, a complete exhale, a complete inhale, giving your lungs a workout, letting them fill completely and expel completely. We're going to stay here for the next several breaths. Feeling your belly rise and fall as your diaphragm works to assist those lungs. I don't know if it's because I knew I was going to be talking about friendship and community, but yesterday, over and over throughout the day, I kept seeing example after example of friendship refreshing souls. In my own life, in the life of my children, in the life of random strangers at the mall when we were shopping yet again for homecoming dresses, which were found yesterday. Yay. Over and over again, yesterday. And I wonder if it's like this every day and I just don't notice it, but I was extra sensitive to it yesterday, or if the Lord was just putting these examples in my path as a reminder, knowing I was teaching on this morning. But over and over again, I saw, even with some strangers, I guess I was a little too nosy at the mall yesterday, but I saw moods completely transformed by a touch, by a smile, by a hug, by a word. Proverbs says a friendship is a sweet friend is refreshing to the soul. And I just kept witnessing that over and over again in my own life, the lives of those I loved, and the lives of those I didn't even know and will never see again. Over and over again. Yesterday, I just watched souls be refreshed through the connection to other people. Use your hands to gently press your knees back towards each other. Hug your legs into your chest, knees to chest pose. So you're literally bringing your knees as tight into your chest as you can. We're just gonna hold it here, keeping your back and your head on the ground, just holding your legs in tight. I watched hard morning for somebody I love turn around in just a matter of moments when that individual was sought out by a friend who didn't ask what was going on, who just gave a great big hug and gave her presence. The hard morning melted away. The words that needed to be spoken to process were spoken. More hugs were given, and then laughter ensued. And I just had a moment to be so grateful for connection, so grateful for friendship. Begin to lift your head, lift your shoulders off the ground, wrap your arms around the legs, grabbing the hold of opposite elbows if available, pulling your forehead in the direction of those knees, and hug really tight. Release, feet to the earth, arms open wide. Drop both knees over to the right, point your gaze to the left. And just hold here, allowing gravity to bring the stretch. And breathing, releasing. We hold a lot of tension, a lot of stress in our body. And so today we'll spend several breaths in each posture, just letting the passive hold release the tension from our body. Stay here and breathe. Proverbs 27:9, a sweet friendship refreshes the soul. Take a moment as we hold this stretch and bring to mind a sweet friendship. Just picture their face. You know, the Lord, He's given us good gifts, including the good gift of connection, the good gift of friendship, the good gift of the person whose face you're imagining in your mind right now. And you guys, He's given us these as a glimpse, as a shadow of this deep longing that our heart has for connection. Hug both knees back into the chest, nice and tight. Soles of the feet to the mat, arms open wide, and drop your knees to the left. Point your gaze to the right. Both shoulders stay down. See, our hearts, they have this longing, this sensation that there's something that's missing. There's a connection that I need. And we find beautiful connection in other people. We find beautiful connection in friendships. But do you know, even the closest friendship we have here on this earth with other people, it's still just a glimpse, just a shadow of the deepest fulfillment, which comes only in the person of Jesus Christ. The friend who the Bible calls him the one who stays closer than a brother, the one who goes before us, the one who stays beside us, the one who can fulfill every longing for our heart. He gives us each other, He gives us connection, He gives us community, and it is a beautiful thing. And it is a beautiful thing that can point us towards Him. As you hold this stretch, take a moment and thank Him for the person whose face has flashed across your mind. Take a deep breath in, brace the belly, come back to center, knees to chest once more. Bring your feet to the earth. Move them in close to your bottom so that your fingertips can just graze the heels. Planting the fingers, planting the hands deeply onto the mat. we're going to take 3 rolling cobras. So begin to just tilt the pubic bone towards the chin and then keep rolling up into a bridge and then unroll. Back down, back to the earth. Begin again, tilting from the pelvis first, roll up, and as you exhale, roll it back down. Last one, inhale, roll it up. This time, interlace your fingers underneath you. Shimmy those shoulders towards one another. Add in a little chest expansion, hips come high. Draw your heels towards your fingertips. Feel your hamstrings engage. Release the hands, release the shoulders, roll back down. Hug the knees in once more, rock side to side. And then begin to rock up and down, really rounding through the spine. So it's a roll, not a thump. And make your way all the way up into a nice, simple seated position. From here, roll the shoulders up, back and down, head over heart, heart over hips. And begin to slowly, gently bring your right arm up and drop the right ear towards the shoulder. So your hand is just a very gentle pressure, helping you to get deeper into the stretch here for your neck. Now if that's too much, just tend the fingertips out to the sides. Otherwise, give it that gentle pressure, feeling a stretch down the side of your neck. One more deep breath here. As you exhale, let's just switch it over to the other side. Notice the different sensations from side 1 to side 2. On your next exhale, release that hand and drop the chin. Head is still staying over heart, shoulders over hips, but begin to drop the chin down towards the chest. Notice where you feel that loosening, stretching. And then take half neck rolls, dropping right ear to right shoulder. And then all the way down and around to the other side. After your next one, begin to bring the legs around, making your way into tabletop. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, push the belly down. Lift the head, lift the tailbone for cow pose. The heart shines through, you can smile. On your next exhale, tuck the tailbone, tuck the head. Separate between the shoulder blades for cat. Inhale for cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Begin circling the hips one direction, the head the other. As you continue your cat-cow movement, you're just adding in the circles. And reverse, go the other way. And these can be as big or as small as you want, really getting into the hips if that feels good. And at your next end of the next circle, begin walking the hands forward, the hips coming up, melt your heart down towards the mat. Perhaps your forehead makes contact, just letting the bottom fly up. And as we breathe here, heart melting, bring back to mind the friendship. I want to give you an opportunity here to truly practice gratitude. How often we may have a fleeting thought, I'm so thankful for fill in the blank. I'm so thankful for that person. I'm so thankful for that conversation. I'm so thankful for. But it ends right there with that thought, the thought of the gratitude. Forgetting to give thanks to the giver of all good gifts. Begin to shift forward out of this. Bring your hands back underneath the shoulder tabletop. Right hand comes right under the face. Lift the left arm high and then thread it under. Bringing your left cheek to the mat. Right arm stretches out. Thread the needle. As we hold this, your extended arm can be active, or you can relax it down, just finding what feels better for you today. But as we hold this for the next several breaths, use this as an opportunity to be in gratitude to the giver of all good gifts. Thank the Lord for that person, but not just thank you for Krista. Be really specific. What are the things you're so thankful for in that relationship? What are the things about that individual that you are so grateful for? What are the moments with that friendship that you're so thankful for? I'm going to speak very minimally for the next several minutes. Use this as time to be in gratitude to the Lord for this relationship, for this connection. Be specific, go crazy, put a smile on your face. Start listing up to Jesus all of the things you're thankful for. Draw your extended arm back, press your way up into tabletop, and let's switch sides. Sweep the left arm high, and bring it under. Right arm, extend the left arm out in front of you. And continue that conversation. I'll stay here in silence and you keep talking to the Lord about all of the things you love about His creation. His specific creation of that friend of yours. Bring that extended arm back in, make your way to tabletop once more. Stretch your right leg out long, curl those toes under, really press them into the mat, and begin to shift your body forward and back, enjoying a stretch for your calf. And pressing the foot firmly will help you to get a stretch for your feet as well. And lift that leg, bring it out to the side, and continue moving forward and back, feeling the stretch. Move to the thigh. Your back leg can have toes curled under or flat to the mat, whatever feels good for you. And lift and return that foot. Let's do the other side. shifting forward and back. And lift that foot, bring it out to the side, press it into the ground, and shift forward and back. And again, your other leg can be curled under with the toe or flat. Fun fact, on my body, one foot likes it one way and one foot likes it the other. So truly when I say, I like the conversation before we started was, is he doing yoga around? Well, no, it's you find the yoga for your body, right? That is my philosophy on yoga, is you want it to be what works with you. Because the goal of yoga is not the posture, the goal of yoga is the moving meditation. And so when you're struggling to look like someone else instead of finding peace within your own body, you lose the connection, and we're looking for connectivity, right? With yourself, with the Lord. So find what works in your body. And bring that leg back. Curl the toes under. Shift the hips back, and then fly the bottom up, finding down dog. Now we're not going to be here very long. I promised you this would be a slow and stretchy, not a vinyasa power day today. Pedal those feet. Do what feels good here for the back side of those legs. Lift the right leg high and step it through between the hands. Drop the back knee. Begin to make your way up into a kneel. Shift your hips way forward. So you're getting a good stretch here for this hip flexor. So you get nice and low. Good, bring the arms high. Good. Just feel that stretch, breathe into it. And push the hips back, half split. Now maybe you stay high, maybe you have hands on blocks here. Or maybe you bring that hip all the way back. Just finding what feels good for you here today on this side. And shift it back forward, hip flexor stretch. Arms come up, deep breath in. One more inhale, smile. Exhale, half split. Inhale, hip flexor. Exhale, hip hamstring. Inhale, hip flexor. Exhale, hamstring. Inhale, hip flexor. Exhale, hamstring. Inhale, hip flexor. And bring the hands back to the earth. Curl your back toe under if it's not already. Step the front foot back, finding down dog. Let's do the other side. Inhale, sweep the leg high. Exhale, step it through, drop the back knee. Good, bring the arms high. And really bringing those hips way forward so you're getting a nice stretch through the back leg. We're working our balance at the same time. On your next exhale, shift the hips back, half splits. And again, maybe you stay up high. Maybe you're here, hands on blocks. If you're feeling that hamstring stretch, you're doing it right. Shift forward, hip flexor. And exhale, hamstring. Shift it forward, hip flexor. And bring it back, hamstring. Inhale, hip flexor. Exhale, hamstring. One more just like that, inhale. And exhale. Inhale to that hip flexor stretch, and then bring the hands right back down to the mat. Curl your back toe under, step back, down dog. Pedal the feet, separate between the shoulder blades. Inhale, sweep the right leg high. Exhale, step that foot into a wide low lunge. So you're out to the pinky. Drop the back knee once again, finding lizard. So we're really, really long in the stretch this time. Now, if this is too intense, you're welcome to stay where we were last time. It's a little bit closer. Otherwise, you've got the nice, long, wide lunge. Back leg is as straight as it will go. It's going to be a little bit different for everyone. Now, option to stay right here like this. Or you can turn those toes a bit to the long edge of your mat. Maybe turn to face that knee and gently begin to press it away. Be curious about your body. Just find what feels good for it. So something that feels amazing for one person might create discomfort or even worse, pain for someone else. So knowing that one of our principles in yoga is nonviolence, that includes nonviolence to yourself. So be kind to your body, honor your body. Good option to get even lower down onto your forearms. I'm just going to give you guys some different varieties of lizard while we're going to be here for a while. Romans 12:10 says, no, that's not the one I want just yet. Psalm 133 says, how good and pleasant it is, come up onto your hands, when God's people live in unity. Bring your right arm up, around, and back, and find that back foot. If it's available, just experiment with it. If it's not quite available, that's all right. You can stay in your other lizard. If it is available, grab a hold, pull it in, and enjoy quadricep stretch as well. Pulling your chest up towards the ceiling. Gaze up, everything comes up. Smile. And release. Make your way all the way back around. Heel toe that foot across the front of the body. Sit up nice and tall. Hips square to the front of your mat. And as you exhale, fold forward in pigeon. Bring the hands or the forehead down to the hands if that feels good. Maybe you stay up high the whole time. Just finding what works with your body. Maybe you want to thread that needle again. Bringing the left cheek down to the mat. Threading the left arm under and taking the twist. Just find what feels good for your body here. How good and pleasant it is when God's people live in unity. Friendship, community, connection. These are all things designed by God, created by God, the giver of good gifts, to give us a reflection of the unity within the body. The body of Christ is a reflection of the unity between Father, Son, Holy Spirit, the unity that the Lord desires, the connection the Lord desires between God and man. We get to live out a little glimpse of that in our relationships with each other. How good and how pleasant it is when God's people live in unity. What's that look like? 1 Thessalonians, he encourages us, encourage one another, build each other up. Colossians 3, bear with each other, forgive each other. Romans 12, be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourself. Begin to press your way back up, curl your back toe under, and step it back, down dog. Pedal out the feet. And let's do the other side. Inhale, left leg high. Step it to the pinky. Drop it down, lizard. Play around a little in your lizard. Little shimmy side to side. Feeling the sensations through the hips. Good option to turn that foot out to the side. Maybe gently begin pressing away at the knee. You can even come onto the pinky edge of that foot. Just a moment, imagine for a moment what it would look like if we all were living out Romans 12. Be devoted to one another in love and honor one another above yourself. Sweep the arm up, back, around, finding that back foot. Pull it in, quadricep stretch. Heart is shining towards the ceiling. Put a smile on your face. And release. Bring your arms back around. Heel toe that foot across the front side of your body. Sit up really nice and tall first, and then begin to fold your way forward into pigeon if that feels good. What would it look like if the only competition between us was the competition of who can honor the other more? Honor one another above yourself. A sweet friendship refreshes the soul. When I picture the sweet friendships in my life, I picture the ones that encourage. Not just them encouraging me, not just me encouraging them, but encouraging each other. And I'm sure it's the same for you. The relationships where you encourage each other, you build each other up. The friendships where you bear with one another, where you forgive each other. The friendships that are saturated in grace. The friendships that are devoted to one another in love. The friendships that honor one another above your own self. A sweet friendship refreshes the soul. Ecclesiastes tells us that two are better than one because when one falls, the other's there to pick their brother up. Begin to press your way back up to the hands. Swing this back leg all the way around. Bring the feet together. Sit up nice and tall. Pull the heels in towards the navel. And then begin to hinge from the hips. Keeping your back nice and tall. Bring your belly button forward towards those heels. When you can, option to stay here. Or when you can go forward no more, allow your back to round. Bring your nose down towards your toes. So you can play around with that, see which one you prefer. We're just going to stay here for a couple of breaths. We were designed with this desire for connection, this desire for community, this desire for friendship. Begin to press your way up. Bring those knees together. Legs come out slightly in front of you. And slowly begin to lower down onto your back. Don't beat me to the bottom. Let's have a little fun. A little slower, slower, and release. Take your legs really wide and then pull your right knee up into your armpit. So it's coming up and out to the side. We're gonna give it a really tight hold here for the next couple of breaths. Really compress it, compress into this joint. One more deep breath in. And release that leg. On your next inhale, bring the left leg up. Hug it tight into the armpit so it's coming up and out to the side. Compressions are so great for our joints. So what we're doing here in part is we're constricting the blood flow to this joint. And then when we release the leg, it's like when you open the little windows on a dam and the water goes rushing through. That's what happens. You release the hold and the fresh oxygenated blood floods into that capsule and pushes all the old icky gunk out. So it's very detoxifying, helps with inflammation, which in turn helps with increased mobility. And extend both legs the width of the mat. Open your arms really wide. Take up space. As we spend our last few moments together, I encourage you to reflect. Reflect on the attributes of those friendships that came to mind earlier. What are the things about them that point you to Jesus? What are the things about those relationships, those connections that you cherish, The Bible tells us we have a friend who stays closer than a brother. We have a friend who loves us so much that he laid his own life down for us. In Jesus, we have a friend who satisfies every longing that our heart knows. See, our earthly friendships, they can do a lot. They can fill a lot of voids for us. But they were never created to be our Savior. Even the best of friends make really lousy gods. In his love, God created friendship. In his goodness, God created community. But you guys, it's just a shadow. It's just a shadow of what our hearts long for so deeply. A connection with a friend who is closer than a brother. A connection with the one who loves you so much he laid down his very life for you. My hope and my prayer for you is that times in this room are just a springboard for you and the Lord, a springboard for ongoing conversation that I would be more than thrilled to have with you outside of here. Because I know for me personally, I tried putting my faith in a whole lot of things before I tried Jesus. I tried putting my hope in a whole lot of relationships before I turned to him. But even the best friendships, even the truest, most pure friendships, they never filled that void because they were never meant to. Eternity is written on our hearts. The Lord has designed us with this hole in our heart that can only be filled by him. The deepest and most beautiful earthly friendships are a shadow, just a hint at the true depths of a relationship with him. My hope and my prayer for you is that you will be thankful for your earthly friends. You will cherish those friendships. You will fan the flames of those connections. But that they will also be ones that point you to him. And that as you thank him for the friend, you thank him for his son. That you don't only turn to the friend in time of need, but you turn to the Father in your time of need. He loves you. He goes before you. He stays with you. The friend who is closer than a brother. Lord, I thank you for this yoga crew today. I thank you for those joining us later. And I pray, Lord, that we won't take for granted the connections that we have, that we will be filled with gratitude for what the good gifts that you've given us. And Lord, may we turn to you for the true fulfillment of all of our heart's longings. You are good. Your name, Lord. Amen. Begin to circle the wrists, circle the ankles, wiggle the fingers and toes, maybe open and close the feet and the hands, clench the fists and release them. Bring your arms up overhead, stretch the legs out long, allow your back to arch, and find the fetal position just for a moment. And begin to slowly press your way up into a nice, easy seated position Take your time. Once we're all there, we'll seal our practice with one last inhale. No need to rush. Just work out any little wiggles you may have. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Namaste. Thanks for flowing with me today, you guys. I hope you're feeling just ready for whatever comes next today. Hey, take a second today to text the person that popped into your mind. Text them specifically. No one hates getting those messages. Let them know what about that friendship you just really cherish. Let them know what about that friendship you really love. Have a great rest of the day.